Good afternoon, World History Cardinals. Today I would like to discuss with you our first pre-recorded video lesson for Unit 1, Lesson 1 for January 11th. This was created today on January 10th. All right, let's go. To open up our introduction into world history, we start with a goal statement: understanding bias and perspective. If we are to think like historians, we need to first understand bias and perspective. Quick thoughts. You will also be using this time to open Canvas in another tab. So make sure you go to the Canvas page to Unit 1, Lesson 1, Think Like a Historian, January 11th. And by the end of this presentation, you'll be expected to upload some submissions via Canvas and to write in the discussion board. Keep that in mind. All right, this is your Cardinal warm-up for U1L1. And the question is, why do we study history? Here's a famous quote by George Santayana: "Those who do not know history are destined to repeat it." Take some time right now to watch the video. Yes, it is 4 minutes long, but that's okay. You can skim through it the first time, but I want you to just write down anything and everything that you notice that stands out to you and put that information in the discussion board in Canvas. There are no incorrect answers. Just tell me what stood out to you. Next slide. The next slide gives you an idea of what your first activity is going to be after you've watched that video. The first activity is entitled Lunchroom Fight, and you are going to have to read the background information for this worksheet in Canvas before doing any of this assignment, okay? So take the time to read the background information. A fight has happened in the cafeteria. Typical, right? You have to consider the perspectives of the following individuals: Justin, Max, Eric, Anthony, Megan, lunch workers, Max's mom, Justin's father, Jamie, and an English teacher. Right here is what the document looks like on Canvas. This is where you will insert your thoughts. But before you do that, make sure you read every perspective and read the little information in parentheses that tells you who these people are. That will also determine your decision at the end. This worksheet here says that you should use the evidence to complete the table, and each row on the table should have at least 2 pieces of evidence. What they mean is you need to find out of these 10 people who are the 2 from the town, and then explain if that source was reliable. You need to find out who were the 2 people from the school, and then tell what they said and explain if that is reliable. And then you need to figure out who was actually in the cafeteria when the fight happened, tell who said what, and then explain if that is also reliable. All right, next slide. Once you have done that, there is a section that tells you how to choose the punishment. The last perspective that is important is yours. You are now going to be the principal. You're going to fill out a suspension report via Canvas. It's already been supplied for you. But before you do that, there is another Google slide on that same page. Make sure you scroll down and look at the Google slide, because that's where your vocabulary words will be. Right now would be a good time for you to pause in the video and take a screenshot of this page that says vocabulary, but it would also be best if you would write this down in your notes. The 5 words are debrief, sourcing, identifying bias, corroboration, contextualization. debrief, sourcing, identifying bias, corroboration, and contextualization. Make sure you go through the slide because they have provided pictures for you and examples. We will definitely go over those in class as well. And finally, the submission expectations. So you learned all of those things. Now, how will you be graded on them? Well, number one is going to be participation. You're going to finish the lunchroom fight worksheet, and you're going to think in your head, did I debrief? Did I consider sourcing? Did I think about bias? And once you have that, then you're going to determine who's to blame and what the punishment should be. That would be a fair decision. The second expectation is a little bit outside of the box, and this is the one that will be going in the grade book. I want you to go back and watch the video that's on the expectations page. That video is different. That video has been embedded with 8 questions. Watch the new video. The link is already provided for you in Canvas. Then once you watch that and answer those questions, I want you to be aware that that video was made in 2016. What I want you to do is make a Google slide that provides 2 more slides to summarize what has occurred from 2017 through 2020, because that video ends with President Barack Obama. And I think that there have been some other amazing things to have happened after 2016. I want you to create one slide that shows textual evidence, summaries, articles, word clouds, sentences, poetry. You can gather it from any place, put it all on one slide. Okay? The second slide submission that you're going to turn in should be images, pictures. It could be an embedded video, however you want to display to Ms. Wall how you can best summarize 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Why do we need to see history and study it? That's what you're going to do, but from the perspective of the end of the decade. We got up until 2016, but we did not get to talk about the last 3 years of the decade. So if you would do that for me, that would be great. I provided the rubric right here for you. The due date is not Friday, it's Wednesday. Let me make sure you understand that. It's Wednesday, January 13th by 11:59 p.m. If there's anything else you need from me, trust me, I will be going over it in class on Monday. You are free to get started on it tonight. And make sure that when you are on the submission page, you submit both the principal suspension report and also submit the Google Slides, the 2, okay? So it is okay. I'm probably going to see 3 documents per submission, and that is just fine. Thank you, Cardinals. Sorry this was a little bit long, but it's under 10 minutes, and that's all that matters. Happy working. Have a good Sunday, and go ahead and get started if you want. That is just fine. All right. Talk to you later.